Hi, this is Nick J. Barrett from Video Masterclass on YouTube. This is another video in this series of crucial accessories, or accessories that I think are kind of pretty important, to some extent more important than the lights themselves. Now, on the face of it, this lightweight stand is not the most sexiest of accessories, and the list of accessories I've got for you do vary in the sort of if there was such thing as a sexometer or a sexyometer, this would be quite low on the sexyometer. But if you're sort of working and you're kind of doing low budget stuff, or you bought your own lights, and you're going out and you're shooting, and typically you've got your soft boxes, or you've got your red heads, or you've got your lighting kit, but you've only got enough stands for the lights that you've got. And the amount of times I've been out personally on a job, and you've only got you might have 4 lights and you've got 4 stands. If you want them to be a bit more creative, you're kind of a bit screwed. And just a standard stand like this, yeah, okay, there's no accessories with it, it's just the stand itself. But the more shooting you do, the more filming you do, the more kind of you have in your arsenal of stuff you've done before, that pool that you can pull from when you're thinking and come up with ideas. So this might be like a really basic stand as it is, but with some creative thought, you can actually do quite a lot with just a lone stand, because there's always going to be things that you want to hold in front of one of your lights. If you've got a light which is like a hard light creating hard shadows, then maybe you want to be able to tape a piece of wood onto, but you want a piece of wood or something in front of half of the light, so it's creating a big shadow across the background. Well, you don't really want to be kind of if you're doing an interview, you don't really want somebody holding that for the duration of the video of the interview, because you'll see this line of darkness kind of starting to get more and more wobbly as they're holding it. Or if you're using some kind of reflector, again, you don't want them holding it, because it's going to start to shimmer as they start to shake. So with the extra stand and a bit of tape or some pegs, it really does. I can't say I can't emphasize enough. Just a basic stand, yeah, it'd be nice if it's got some sort of clamp on the, or some sort of arm, but just the standard stand is, it is kind of pretty important. I mean, you can use it in conjunction with something like this, where obviously the top of the stand, if this was kind of like on a vertical, would come through here, and then you'd be able to use this clamp here to then clamp onto whatever it was, the reflector, or maybe you were steadying something like the tripod, or you were hanging something in the corner of the frame. And that's basically how these two, that's from a magic arm, and that's like a C stand knuckle, which you kind of, you put something through here like the stand or an extra arm, get it into the position and tighten it off. So I mean, you might have a situation like, say, if your camera's here, see if I can draw this, if that's your camera, that's your camera there, and then you're kind of filming something here, I don't know, like some sort of, you're filming somebody here. I'll just do him as a stick man for the purposes of this video. You're filming somebody here, and if we say this is a bigger distance, let's say it's kind of, this is like kind of 50 feet. Let's say this is a 50 feet kind of run from here to here. You know, maybe you might want to, at 25 feet, you might have a stand here. There's your stand. You might want to maybe have a little bit of tree foliage, some leaves, you know, a branch on the top of here that just comes into the bottom of the shot. So if the shot is like that, we've got our stick man here. Well, actually, let's say the stick man's a lot bigger. So we've got the stick man here, eye there, eye there, eye there, eye there. You might want a bit of out of focus foliage just coming in here, you know, sort of just to sort of, or maybe some leaves just coming up here that are out of focus, just to make it look kind of, and the background's all out of focus, so you've got some sort of foreground foliage out of focus and the background's out of focus. Well, when you're doing that sort of stuff, this needs to be quite specific. You can't have somebody holding it, and it may just be a question of it coming in a little inch at a time. So the only way to do that is to have your foliage on a stand at, say, the 25-foot mark, so that you get it nicely kind of out of focus. So, you know, and then you may have a tree here, which is a natural kind of tree, which is actually creating some foliage coming into the top of the shot like that. So you kind of just, it basically enables you to feather in this kind of out of focus, what looks like part of a tree coming from the bottom, which will kind of just make your well, just make the picture look that little bit nicer. It's a little commercials trick, it's a little visuals trick, but it works quite well. Okay, this video has been far too long. This is Nick J. Barrett. I shall see you on the next video. Feel free to leave a comment if you've got any questions, or if you like the video. You can share the video and you can subscribe as well if you care to do so. I shall see you soon. Hi, this is Nick J. Barrett from Video Masterclass on YouTube. Now, this is another video in the accessories range, or in the accessories series of making sure you've got enough accessories, because that's what's going to make the difference. So in this quick video, this might seem like a bit of a basic one, which it is, but the emphasis is still strong. You know, this is just a lightweight stand is having an extra stand. You know, you get onto a location and you've just got your standard lights with the stands that they come with, and you want to do something slightly different. Quite often you want to sort of have things suspended, or you want to be able to bring things up into the picture, into the video picture. You know, if you've got a long shot, like a telephoto shot of I don't know, let's say we're shooting a house or a person, and it's long lens, so you've got like a very small depth of field, everything's out of focus apart from the thing in the subject. It could be a house, it could be a person. So let's say you want to bring up you want to bring in a little bit of foliage, but you know, a little bit of out of focus foliage, like a bit of branch or a bit of bush, or you know, it could be anything. So you know, if your subject, let's say your subject's 40-50 feet away from the camera. Now if you've got the extra stand, you can maybe tape or affix some kind of foliage or some leaves, some branch onto your stand and have it kind of 20 foot away from the camera, and just kind of edge it up ever so slightly into the shot. So now you know, you can play around with it. So you've got some foliage that's out of focus, that makes the shot kind of a bit nicer. So you know, that's what sort of spare stands are for, really, or for holding reflectors, or for stabilizing reflectors or trace frames. You know, and it would work kind of if you've got you know, something like this in conjunction, which is a clamp. Obviously we've got the super clamp on the bottom here from the magic arm, and we've also got a sort of a clamp here from, which would be from the Matthews well, it's a Matthews style stand, or C stand style knuckle. Normally you'd have an arm going through here with another knuckle, so that you can then sort of have things overslung or offset from the stand itself. So you can have the stand going through this part of the clamp here, and then this clamped onto whatever it is supporting, you know, whatever you're using the stand to support. You can have the top of the stand going through this, but on a sort of horizontal plane, and then that will clamp onto whatever it is it's supporting, or it could clamp onto your foliage, and then you could just lift the whole thing up into shot. So you know, spare stands are good on their own, or they're good in conjunction with using clamps. It just gives you that little bit more. You'll be very, very surprised. You think, oh, it's, you know, an extra stand, but it can make all the difference if you've got that extra stand in the back of the truck. This has been Nick J. Bat. I shall see you on another video. Any questions? Leave comments below this video. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, that would be great too. All the best. Bye bye. Hi boys and girls, this is Nick J. Barrett from Video Masterclass on YouTube. This video is again continuing the videos on accessories, and the fact that accessories are what's really going to make it easier for you to be more creative than just stands and lights alone, than just the standard kit that you get. This is just to look at some stands and supports and accessories that I think are, you know, are sort of overlooked and are quite important to have in your arsenal. Now in this video we're looking at the well, a couple of stands and a crossbar, which is kind of used for backdrops, like, let's see, where are we? Backdrops like this one. Now obviously you can you can just use a white wall, or you can just affix a sheet to a wall, like just a bed sheet or something like that. So you might say, well, you know, why do I need one of these? Why do I need this kind of a setup? Really, because the main reason is because, you know, with this, in this example, if you were using it with a green screen, this sort of background support, you know, you can take this to any location. Obviously, where if it's stuck to your wall in your house, you can't do that. So you can take it with you. You can move around to location, and you know, if you're wanting to do some green screen, perhaps maybe you're going to buy a green screen as well, and the fake background that you have is an exterior background, is a background outside. If your lights are quite minimal, your artificial lights, you may find that you get a better effect if you actually shoot or film the green screen outside, so that the foreground, the person or the subject standing in front of the green screen, is actually lit by daylight, which if that sort of if the type of daylight is the same as the background, so if it's a sunny scene in the background on the green screen and it's a sunny day outside, then it makes more sense to try and match up the shadows of the sun than to try and light it from scratch in a darkened room using artificial lighting, which is quite difficult to do. You know, you kind of really need to know what you're doing or have the right kind of lights to create that effect. So that's two reasons why you would want a portable situation. One would be, like I say, if you were filming in different places and you wanted a background, just a normal white background or a black background or whatever, so that you could just set up and take it with you. The other is if you're doing green screen, and you might be better off using the green screen, illuminating that outside, because the background on the green screen might be outside, so it makes sense for you to be outside. The other reason is that if you've just got this configuration here, is that what you can do is you can hang you can either hang a sheet of silk, or you can hang some 216 or some F3, which is the professional diffusion white sheets, or you can hang a large shower curtain off this, so it sort of hangs down sort of here and the bottom goes across here and it goes up there like that, and then you can put a load of artificial lights coming through, either some professional like ARRI lights or some softbox lighting, or you could put about 4 work lights, sort of one this height, one this height, one this height, one this height, and have a nice soft light to light a scene, so your light shone through the shower curtain that was hanging off, and that would light a scene nicely. Or you could have your shower curtain hanging off this frame here, and then move the whole thing in front of a big window which has got hard sunlight coming through it, and that would soften the window. So that's 3 ways in which you could use this kind of setup, and there's obviously going to be 100 other ways you could use the setup. And it's just versatile, and it makes it easier when you've got the right equipment and you have to set up quickly, as opposed to sort of taping things to the wall and sticking things to the wall. Okay, this has been Nick J back with another accessories video. I hope you found that useful. Feel free to share. You can subscribe to this channel. If you've got any questions, you can leave a comment below. I shall see you on the next video. Thank you very much.